In today's video, I'll be showing you how you can start running Facebook ads for your business. Now, Facebook has changed a few things within the past month, so I'm creating this new video to get you up to speed. And I'll be going over everything from beginning to end on how to launch your very first ad campaign. Also, if you're new to my channel, hey, what's up? My name is Cynthia, and I teach everything related to Facebook marketing. So if you're interested in learning more, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap that bell notification so you'll be notified every time I drop a video just like this. So welcome to the Facebook ads training. Now, before we get started, I'm going to talk a little bit about the framework of Facebook ads, how everything works, and I'm also going to show you a few things that you'll actually need to prepare before you get started. So the first thing I want to touch on are some of the statistics, because I want to show you how powerful it is if you can harness the billions of users on Facebook every single day through running your ads. So currently, Facebook is the biggest social media platform, which is why it's so important for you guys to understand how to run these ads, because you literally can find the most targeted audience on Facebook. They have tons of data on their users, and they currently have about 2.45 billion monthly active users, and about 1.62 billion users visit Facebook daily. And about 74% of people use this site every single day. So this is such a huge amount of people that could potentially, go ahead and, visit your website, purchase your product, take up on your offer. So let's look at the next one, which is 94% of Facebook ads revenue is from mobile. So this is such an important information that if you have a website, whether, it doesn't matter what you're selling, whether it's e-commerce, you have an affiliate program, you're an influencer, or you have, a private labeling brand, you're an accountant, you're a real estate, it doesn't really matter. You need to make sure that your website or your landing page needs to be mobile optimized, which means when someone clicks on your specific ad, they're going to be taken to a website that looks good on the phone, because most of the time, if it looks good on desktop, but it does not look good on mobile, you're going to lose a lot of that traffic. You're going to lose a lot of customers because no one wants to stay on a website that is not, mobile optimized. So now, another thing I want to talk about is the average cost per click for Facebook is about $1.72. Now, take this number with a grain of salt because it depends on your niche. Some niches just have higher cost per click, while other niches have lower cost per click. But the only way you're going to know this specific number is actually to run your ads. But on average, it's about $1.72. Now, the next thing I want to talk about are users watch 85% of Facebook videos without sound. That is very important information for us advertisers to know, because if you are going to produce a video that you want to run as an ad on Facebook, just know that most people will not have the sound on. So if you want to make the biggest impact, you want to make sure that you make your videos as visual as possible so that people understand what your product is, what you have to offer in your ad, even if people can't even hear what the ad is about. So this is such a crucial information that you should put inside your toolbox when you are creating your Facebook ad, which we'll be going over in today's video. Now, the next thing I want to talk about are square Facebook videos get 35% more views than landscape videos. So depending on the social media that you are advertising on, understand that it varies from Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, and all the other ones. So on Facebook, I do prefer, creating my content in a square post because, like I said, I understand that 35% more views are going to be for square Facebook videos versus landscape. And that's because, Facebook will truncate some of the videos or the posts that are too big for their platform. So make sure that you keep all of your ads in a square post, which I'll be going over a little bit later on. So if you don't even know how to create your ad, just stick with me in this video and I'll be showing you how you can create a professional design quality ad. So now I'm going to talk about what you actually need to get started with Facebook ads. So the first thing you do need is a Facebook page. Now, if you are brand new and you don't even have a Facebook page and you don't know how to set it up, I'll actually have a full tutorial on this on my channel. I'm going to leave a link down below. So if you don't already have a Facebook page and you don't know how to set it up, just go ahead and watch that video. I'm not going to be covering how to create a Facebook page in this video because it'll take too long. But once again, I'm going to do this tutorial under the impression that you already have a Facebook page. Now, the next thing you'll actually need is you need a method of payment before you can run any ads on Facebook. So they're going to ask you for a credit or a debit card. This is how Facebook will charge you when you start running your ads. So if you don't already have one, make sure you do have, some sort of credit card or debit card that you can save onto Facebook. Now, the next thing that you'll need is to install your pixel onto your website. Now, if you don't know what a pixel is, it's basically a small piece of code that you can install on your website. This is how Facebook will track how many visitors you're going to get every single day, if you're getting any sales. So this is very important for you to, when you view your analytics and you want to know if this ad is performing good or is it not performing well, things like that. So make sure that you install the pixel so that you get good analytics on how well your ads are performing. Now, keep in mind the pixel will not be available for third-party websites like Amazon or Etsy, mainly because these are owned by someone else and they do not give you access to the back end. So usually this is only for websites like Shopify, Wix, WooCommerce. Those are the ones that you can access the back end and then insert the code into the header. I'm going to show you a very quick tutorial on how you can install it, but Facebook will give you an entire instructions on how to install it. So I do actually recommend installing something called a Facebook Pixel Helper Chrome extension. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later, but basically this is very useful to make sure that you install your pixel correctly. Now, the next thing that you'll actually need is an ad creative. This is the visual of what people will see in order to click through to your website. So this can be an image or a video. Again, do not stress out if you don't know how to create a Facebook ad. I'm going to be showing you later on how super easy it is to create a professional designer quality ad that you can advertise on Facebook. So right now I'm going to show you the entire framework on how Facebook ads work. So once you have registered for a business account on Facebook, the first thing that you'll see is the business manager that I have labeled number 1 up here on the screen. Now for the business manager, it actually manages all of your Facebook pages, ad accounts, partners if you have clients. Now the next thing that is under the business manager is something called the ads manager. This is the part where you can manage all of your other ad accounts. So once you click on this button down here, you can be redirected to this part where it says all of your different ad accounts. Now make sure that each ad account is per client or per business. So if you own a social media marketing agency and you're helping someone else run ads, they can only have one ad account. You can't run multiple businesses on one ad account. You need to have multiple ad accounts to run multiple businesses. So keep in mind one business per ad account. Now, under each ad account, you're going to see the campaigns. Now, for the campaign level, you get to select your objective. So whether you want to run an engagement ad or a traffic ad or a website conversion ad or a lead generation, this is the level that you're going to be able to select your objective. Now, the next level under campaigns are called ad sets, which is what I labeled number 5. Now, at the ad set level, you can customize the targeting, who you want Facebook to show your ads to. So you can customize the age, gender, different interests. And the next part is ads. So at the ad level, you get to upload your actual creative. So it could be a photo of a t-shirt or a video of a cooking equipment. So this is going to be the visual that people will actually see for your ad. So I hope this makes sense. And before I actually jump in, and instead of you guys just watching me click a bunch of buttons and not know how everything works, this is basically the backbone on how the Facebook Business Manager works. So the next thing that I want to talk about, and possibly the most important thing, is how I want you to approach Facebook ads, because the number one question that I get time and time again is, why didn't I get any sales? Facebook ads doesn't work. So in order to answer this question, make sure that number 1, you have a good product or offer, period. If you ask yourself, if you see a horrible product, would you ever purchase it? Or if you see an offer that no one wants, would you ever purchase it? And the answer is no. So make sure that you do have a good product that people do genuinely want before you start running, because it doesn't matter that you're running the most advanced ad on Facebook. It will never convert. People will never buy. And the mindset that I want you guys to get into before you run Facebook ads is that you will most likely fail with your first ad. And the reason behind that is you don't know who your audience is. And in order to figure out who your audience is and who will likely purchase your product, you need to test with multiple ad sets. So you need to split test between different keywords, ad placements, location, age, creatives, different products, etc. All of these you'll need to test in order to get the data from Facebook and figuring out, what your buyers want to see. Does a certain keyword convert better than other keywords? Now, another thing I want you guys to do is to never assume you know your audience. Oftentimes I see people go into Facebook and they're going to say, hey, I think I know my audience. They like dog food that are between the ages of, 18 and 25. But the problem about that is you don't know that about your audience. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you set your targeting broad and then let Facebook's data tell you who your buying audience is. Don't worry if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you a little bit later on how to set this up. So the only way to run a successful Facebook ad is to test. You need to test multiple ads. You need to test multiple products in order to figure out which product works, which keywords works, which placement works, things like that. So make sure that you're always testing. The next thing I want to touch on is doing your research before advertising. A lot of times people just jump straight to advertising without first doing their full research. Now, in order to run a very successful ad campaign, you need to spend hours looking at your competitors' Facebook pages, looking at their website, looking at their blogs if they have one, research on Facebook audience insights, which is a tool that Facebook provides you with that you can look into your specific niche. Look on your competitors' social media sites. What type of ads are working for them? What content are they posting? So make sure that you do know your niche inside and out. You know what type of products your competitors are actually promoting, and that make sure that your product is a little bit better and one step ahead of your competition. So make sure to do your research. I always tell my students, you need to focus 90% of your efforts on research and only 10% on advertising. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is head on over to business.facebook.com and then you want to click create account. And then you're going to get this pop-up box. Go ahead and fill out your business and account name. Now, preferably you want to have the same exact name as your business. So whether you own a t-shirt business, real estate, or you're an accountant, go ahead and enter in the actual name of your business. Go ahead and also enter in your full name, first and last name, and then go ahead and enter in your business email and then click submit. Now, the next thing you want to do is head on over to business settings. Now, if you're not already redirected to this page after you have signed up, just go ahead and click on these dots over here. And then from the menu, find the one that says business settings to get on this page. Now, once we are on this page, I'm going to explain a little bit about how to navigate through your business settings to get started. So over here on the left side of the screen, this is your navigation bar. This is going to be everything that you need to set up your business account. And then we're also going to set up our ad account through our business settings as well. Now on the right side of the screen, this is where we can take all of our actions, everything that we need to get done on this page. So let me show you how it works. So for the first part, let's talk about users. So if we look under the people, basically currently with this ad account, it is just me. So you'll actually see your name appear over here. So it says right here, I have admin access. Now what you can do on this page is you can actually add more people that you want to have access to your ad account. Now, say for example, you own a social media marketing agency, or that you help someone else manage their own ad accounts, whether it's running Facebook ads or what have you, you can go under partners and you can go ahead and add these people right over here. So, partner to request assets from, and then you can add them over here. So there's tons of ways that you can have, add employees if you have them, or if you hire a company to help you run their ads, you can add these people right over here. So the next thing I want to talk about is accounts. And we look under accounts, we get something called pages. This is where you get to create your own Facebook business pages. Now you can have multiple business pages or you can only have one. So I actually created an entire training video on how to create a successful Facebook fan page. So I'm going to leave a link down below this video. I'm not going to include it in this video because it'll be way too long. But in a nutshell, if you come up over here where it's with the blue button that says add, once you click on this drop down menu, they're going to give you three options. The first one is to add a page. This is if you already have an existing page, you can go ahead and add it over here. Or you can request access to an existing page. So say for an example, you're working with a client and you want to help them manage their page and post content. You're going to need to request access for a page over here. Or if you're completely brand new, you can create a brand new page right over here. Again, I have a complete tutorial on this. I'll have the link down below this video, so go ahead and watch it. But let's just say that you have a Facebook page up and running. All of your pages will be listed right over here. There's a list, so you can select and toggle between different Facebook pages so that you can go ahead and manage them from your business settings. Now, the next thing I want to talk about are ad accounts. Now, with ad accounts, it's pretty much very similar to pages. You can click on this blue button over here and they're going to give you the same three options. You can add an ad account, request access to an existing ad account, or create a brand new one. So in this case, we can go ahead and create a brand new ad account. Once you click on create a new ad account, you can go ahead and enter in your ad account name. Now, preferably you want to keep this name the same name as your actual business. It just makes everything a little bit more organized in case in the future you're going to open up, a second business, a third business. You can have multiple ad accounts, but you want to definitely keep them organized. So in this case, you can go ahead and add in, whatever your business name is over here, and then you want to select your time zone. So I'm currently in Eastern Standard Time, so this will be my time zone, so I'm not going to change it. But if you live somewhere else, you want to go ahead and change that. Also select your currency. So I live in the US, so I'm going to leave my currency in US dollars, and then you can go ahead and click next. Now, since I already have an ad account, I'm not going to go ahead and create one. I'm actually going to show you a step-by-step tutorial using this ad account that I already have here. Now, if I scroll all the way down, the next thing that you'll need to set up are payments. So if you click on payments right over here, you want to go ahead and add a payment method. Now, Facebook will not allow you to run any kind of ad campaigns if you have not already added in a payment method. So simply click on this button over here. And then you're going to get this pop-up box. You want to go ahead and fill in your billing country, currency, and then add in a credit or a debit card information over here. So after you have input all of your information, you can go ahead and click continue. Now, a pro tip for me is I always add in, 2 or 3 different credit cards on file. Sometimes what happens is when Facebook tries to build the first credit card, for whatever reason, probably won't go through or something happens. And if Facebook cannot bill you, they will automatically stop or cancel your ad, and you never want that to happen. You definitely want all of your ads to be very smooth sailing. So I always have, 2 or 3 credit cards on file. If you already have them, just in case anything happens, they can actually charge the other cards if in the event that something happens. So that's just a pro tip. You can just start with one if you only have one credit card. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is editing your business info for your Facebook business account. So you want to go ahead and fill in the legal name of your business, address, a business phone number if you have one, website, tax ID, and a business verification status. So this just lets Facebook know that you are a legitimate business. So you can go ahead and click on view details right over here. And once you click on it, you can add in your 2-factor authentication just to let Facebook know that you are 100% legit. And another thing, if you guys notice over here, it says ad account creation limit 1. Now, you can have multiple ad accounts. However, Facebook wants you to start off with one. They want you to see how you run your ads, and that if you're consistently paying your bills to Facebook, they're going to up your ad account to 2. So you can have another one, but you definitely have to show Facebook that you are a legitimate advertiser for them to increase your account creation limit. But other than that, if you are a beginner, you're going to start with one ad account as your limit. Now, before I show you how to create your very first Facebook ad, you will actually need to install something called the Facebook Pixel onto your website. Now, a Facebook Pixel is basically a small piece of code that you copy and paste onto the header of your website. Now, this Facebook Pixel will allow you to track visitors on your website, if someone adds cart, if someone purchased on your website, they can track all of that. And so when you go ahead and look at your Facebook analytics, you'll be able to see, which product is converting, which ad is working, things like that. So it's very, very important that you install the Facebook pixel. In order to install the Facebook pixel, you want to go ahead and come back over to your business settings and then click on data sources over here. And then once you click on it, there's going to be an option here that says pixels. Go ahead and click on it. And you want to go ahead and click open in Events Manager. Once you get on here, you can go ahead and create a brand new pixel. So simply come on over to this green plus sign button, go ahead and click on it. And then they're going to give you a few different options here. So we're going to go ahead and click web and then click get started. And then you want to go ahead and click Facebook pixel and then click connect. And then you want to go ahead and name your pixel. So preferably the pixel is the same name as your business name for organization purposes. So you want to go ahead and just enter in, your business pixel over here, and then you want to go ahead and click continue. Facebook will give you two options. You can actually manually install the pixel code on your website, or if Facebook already have this partner integration, this makes the process a lot more easier. So you want to make sure that you first click use a partner just to make sure that the website that you are currently using is a partner of Facebook. So in this case, they have, so many different partners, BigCommerce. Let's see, they have Kajabi, they have Shopify, Squarespace, Wix, WooCommerce, WordPress, so many different ones. So if the website that you need your pixel to be integrated with is showing up on this list over here, then you want to go ahead and click on it, and then Facebook will actually show you, a step-by-step instructions on how to actually install your pixel. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm actually going to show you very quickly. So say for example, your partner is on Shopify. If you click on it, you can see step-by-step instructions that Facebook will give you on how to set this up correctly. And then once you have completed each step, you can check this box over here and then click continue. Now keep in mind, if the website that you're currently using is not part of the Facebook partner integration list, you'll actually need to do it manually yourself, which is super easy. I'm going to show you very quickly how to do it. I'm going to close this out. So I'm going to click continue pixel setup, click connect, and then we're going to click this button over here that says install code manually. And then you want to go ahead and copy the base code over here. Click this green button, and then you're going to go ahead and copy it. Now I'm going to show you this example on ClickFunnels. You may have a different website, but it's really all the same. Just go ahead and find the header code on your website. So if you're using ClickFunnels, simply go under settings and then click on tracking code. And then I'm just going to delete this very quickly. And then they're going to give you the header code, footer code. Go under the header code and then paste it right in here, just like that. And just like that, you have installed the base code. Like I said, it's super easy and simple. Once you have done that, you want to go ahead and click save. Now, if I come on back, I can actually go ahead and click continue. And then now I can go ahead and click continue again. And then they're going to ask me to install events using the code that Facebook has provided us with. So with the events code, it's very important that you put it on the right page that you want Facebook to track, because Facebook doesn't know which page is your add to cart page. They don't know which is the payment page. They don't know which is the purchase page. So you actually need to tell Facebook using the code, in order for them to track it correctly in your analytics. Facebook will actually give you a complete explanation on how this works. You can just go ahead and go through it and figure out, which type of code goes on which page. Obviously, everyone will be different. It depends. If you're using ClickFunnels, there's going to be upsells, downsells. There's going to be an add to cart page, a purchase page. So make sure that you put it on the right page. So just a quick example, I'm going to install the purchase pixel. So if someone actually purchased an item on your, through your funnel and through your website, you want to go ahead and tell Facebook to track that certain event. So if I come back over to ClickFunnels, I'm going to go ahead and come back to my funnel, and then I'm going to go to the thank you page, because anyone that actually successfully places an order, they're going to get to the thank you page. And then on the thank you page, I'm going to install the purchase pixel, because that tells Facebook that I have generated a sale, so that in my Facebook analytics, I can see that a certain, ad campaign is working because I'm making money from that specific ad. So since this is my thank you page, this lets me know someone has completed an order. So I can go under settings and I can tracking code and I can paste this in. Now, over here with the purchase, you want to go ahead and enter in the value of it because this value will be related to Facebook, and so they can tell you how much money you've made. So this will depend on the how much your product costs. So if your product costs $30, you want to go ahead and enter it in. But say for example, your product costs, I don't know, maybe $50, you can go ahead and enter that in. So if I come on back on over to the events manager, you'll actually need to install the base code at the very top, including the purchase pixel. So you actually need, for every page, you'll need the base code, which is up here, and then you'll actually need the specific event to the specific page that Facebook is going to track. So again, they have the entire instructions laid out over here. You can view it under the events manager. So once you have installed it correctly, you'll be able to see your pixel over here. So I'm just going to click on a random one. So this is one of my pixel over here. So you can see all of this information here. Let me just click on this one. They're going to give you all the activity, how many people viewed your page, how many people viewed your content, things like that. So you're going to get all this data inside the data source once you have created your pixel. Now, another thing that I actually recommend is actually installing the Facebook Pixel Helper Chrome extension. This just makes your life a whole lot easier and just to give you a peace of mind that you have installed the pixel correctly. So in order to put this to the test, I'm going to come back over to the page that we just installed our Facebook Pixel on. So you want to simply come up here, click on the Chrome extension, and you'll be able to see your Facebook business pixel ID over here. You're going to see a check mark over here for the page view. Now, all of this is very important to show you that you have installed it correctly. So highly recommend that you guys go ahead and get it. After you have finished installing your Facebook pixel, you want to come on back to your business settings and then go under Add Accounts, and then you want to click Open in Ads Manager. This is your actual ad account. Again, as I mentioned before, you'll be able to see your campaigns, your ad sets, and all of your ads on this dashboard. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and click on this green button to create our very first ad. Now we have to actually select our campaign objectives. So we have awareness, consideration, and conversion. So let's talk about awareness. Awareness is how it really sounds. We want people to be aware of our brand. The next one, consideration, is to actually get people who are maybe interested in our offer to visit our website, whether it be an e-commerce store, an app, or a lead. Now the next one, conversions, we want to be able to convert our visitors into a particular event or goal that we want to achieve, whether it be page visits, purchase, add to carts, or what have you. So we'll be deep diving into that a little bit later on. So let's take a look at some of the more common ones that you're going to be using for your business. Obviously, I can't cover everything in this short video, but I'm going to cover the more popular objectives that you're going to be using for your business. So the first one is traffic. That is actually getting people to go from Facebook to your website. The next one we have is engagement. Now with engagement is to optimize your ad to get like, shares, or comments. The next one is app installs, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you have an app, you want to optimize for people to click on it to install your app on their phone. The next one, video views. You want people to watch your video. The next one, lead generation, is to get people to fill out a form on Facebook so that you could, have and build your email list to then sell other products or service to them later on down the road. Now, with conversions, this is if you want to optimize people to either purchase a product that you have, maybe to visit your page or add to cart. So there's going to be several events that you can actually select from conversions, but it's based on, what your actual goal is. What do you want to get out of this visitor? So you want to go ahead and click conversions, but mostly people who click conversions are people that actually want to get direct sales. Now, for the purpose of this training, I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to run a conversion Facebook ad campaign. So I'm going to click conversions and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go ahead and name my campaign. So as an example, this is my test Shopify store. So let's just say I want to sell this phone case over here. So I'm going to come back over to my Facebook ads manager and I'm going to name my campaign. So very quickly, I want to show you how I actually go out to name my campaigns. Now, this is 100% optional, but this is very important when you're going out and you're running multiple different ads at the same time. So if there's some people that are running 10 ads, 20 ads, maybe even 50 ads at the same time, a lot of times it's very hard to keep track of what type of ads are working, things like that. So this is purely for organization purposes only. Over here at the top, I have the template that I go off from. So the first one is, the type of campaign that you're running, product name, conversion, keyword, age, location, and gender. So I'm going to show you a few examples just so you guys know how this looks like. The first one is a PP ad. So say for example, you're running an engagement ad for a cat necklace. Now for the conversion, I put NA, which means does not apply, because for engagement ads, we're not actually optimizing for certain conversions. We're just optimizing for likes, shares, and comments. So the next one is I'm going to target people that like cats between the ages of 20 and 34 who live in the US and Canada and both genders. Now, a different type of ad, if I want to optimize for purchase, I can say it's a website conversion. I'm selling a yoga legging, optimize for purchase. Target people that like yoga, ages 35 and up, people that live in the US who are females. Now the next one is if you're running a lead generation, I just say, lead generation for a camping flashlight, and I want to generate a lead. That's what I want to do. Target people that like outdoor activities between the ages of 25 to 64 in the US who are males. So usually if you are beginning to know who your target audience is, you definitely want to put all this information here, because it can get very tedious when you have to click into each ad to view all of this data. So it just keeps everything in place to make sure that you know what keyword is actually working the best, which conversion event is working the best, which product that you're selling is working the best, or which country is working the best, and so on and so forth. So this is the way I name it. You can use whatever system you want to use. Now I just pasted in my template. I'm going to go ahead and replace each part. So since I'm doing a website conversion, I'm just going to type WC. For product name, since I'm selling the phone case, I can just say iPhone case. And then for the conversion, I'm going to optimize for purchase, which I'll show you how to do in just a bit. So for the keyword, I'm going to type in dogs. I'm going to target anyone that loves dogs. I'm going to say people who are age 18 and up. Location, I'm actually going to start off with people who live in the US. Gender, I'm going to do broad, so I'm going to say male and female. So once you are done, you can just go ahead and click continue. Now for the next step, according to Facebook's policy, if your ad is related to credit, employment, housing, social issues, elections, or politics, you are required to toggle this option on. Now, if you're not in any of the categories that I just mentioned, you can just leave it turned off. Now, say for example, you are in real estate, which goes under the category of housing, you definitely need to turn it on. Now, some of you might be asking me, what happens if I do turn this on? So Facebook will actually limit different targeting options that will be available to you, but it shouldn't really affect you that much. But other than that, you can just ignore all the other options. If you are a beginner, we're just going to go ahead and click next. The next thing we want to do is actually customize our ad set. So right now we are at the ad set level. So the first thing you want to do is actually select your pixels. So if you have multiple pixels, make sure that you're selecting the correct one for the website that you're running the ad to. So I'm going to quickly select this one over here. And then the next thing they'll have you do is actually select a conversion event. So what do you want to optimize your ads for? So once you click on it, you have several different options. You can click view content, lead, add to cart. You can click purchase, initiate checkout. There's just so many different options. But the most popular one that I've seen people use is the purchase conversion event. A lot of people are running advertisements because they want Facebook to go out to find buyers for their own products or services. So the more common one will be purchase. So we're going to stick to that. Now the next thing we want to do is actually customize the budget and schedule. So this is how much you want Facebook to spend on a daily basis. So for my recommendation, I actually recommend that you start off with $5 per day. I don't recommend going lower than that because you're not giving Facebook, enough budget to help you optimize your ads correctly. So I recommend starting at 5 and then slowly scaling up as you make sales. Now you can also set a start and end date. I usually just leave it open. I don't actually set any start or end date. I like to monitor it manually on my own on a daily basis. So you can just leave that blank. Now, the next thing we want to do is actually enter in our targeting options. This is the part where we are telling Facebook, this is our audience, because Facebook does not know what products you're selling. They don't know what kind of niche you're in. So you definitely have to put in all of these information to tell Facebook, hey, I'm in the dog niche, or I'm in the motorcycle niche, or I don't know, you're in the nursing niche, you're in real estate, whatever your business is in, you want to go ahead and input all of your information in this section. So the first thing I want to talk about is location. So I always recommend starting in the United States and then scaling to the other countries. So you can target, UK, Canada, Australia. So you can go ahead and edit that over here. Just click on this edit button, and then you can go ahead and search for other locations if you want to target, Canada or where have you. The next thing you can do is you can actually set the age range. I recommend, if you are a beginner, to leave it broad, because you don't want to assume, which group of age is going to purchase your product. So instead of actually narrowing your age, I would leave it broad and let Facebook's data tell you who your buyers are. But if you know your target market and the age group that are most likely to purchase your product, you can go ahead and narrow it over here. Just simply click here, and then you can select the age. The next one is gender. Again, if you don't know who your target gender is, I just recommend leaving it broad. But if you're selling a certain product that only one specific gender will purchase, you can go ahead and edit it right over here. Now, the next part is the detailed targeting. This is literally the most important setting that you need to edit for your Facebook ad. So in order to edit this, you want to go ahead and click edit. And then you want to go ahead and click on the search box here. Now, over here, once I click on browse, you can target based on demographics, interests, and behaviors. So demographics, you can target people based on their education, life events, are they parents, relationship, work, things like that. So let's come back over here and now look at interests. You can literally find different interests in your specific industry. So, if you're in fitness, if you're in entertainment, food and drink, literally there are hundreds and thousands of different interest groups that you can select from here. So I'm sure that you'll be able to find the interest that relates to your specific business. Or you can target based on behavior. So if someone has an anniversary coming up, if they have any digital activities, you can even target by mobile device users, politics, travel, things like that. So they have tons and tons of different selections that you can actually choose from. Now, because I'm trying to sell this phone case that has to do with dogs, I can target people who are interested in dogs, so I can select that. Now, once you select an interest, what Facebook will do is right here on the right hand side, they're going to show you what is your potential reach. So in this specific interest group with dogs, you're going to reach, this amount of people. And then they're going to show you your estimated daily reach on the bottom. So how many people you can expect to reach based on the budget that you set. So at $5 per day, targeting dogs as an interest in the United States, I can expect to reach around, 355 people to 1,000 people every single day. Now, keep in mind, this number will increase as you increase your budgets. But, as you lower your budget, obviously you're going to reach lesser people. Now, they're also going to give you an estimated, how many conversions you are expected to make. So they're, estimated, less than 10. Now, I want you guys to look at these numbers with a grain of salt because, these are just estimates that Facebook will give you. They're not exact numbers of the number of conversions or the number of reach you're going to actually get. It's going to vary, day to day, depending on how much competition they have, things like that. So there's a lot of factors that goes into it. This is just, on average, what can you expect? So now, the next thing I want to talk about is a lot of people ask me about this targeting expansion. So if you are a beginner, I recommend unchecking this box because we don't want Facebook to expand our targeting. We definitely want to have a little bit more control over which interest group we want Facebook to target. So in this case, I just want to tell Facebook, hey, just show my ads to people that like dogs. So I do recommend unchecking this box. Now, another option that Facebook provides you with is you can actually narrow your audience. This is also known as flex targeting, which means you can also add in another interest group that in your niche. So, say for an example, I'm in the dog niche. I can also target, let's say Petco, which is a store where you can go ahead and get dog food, things like that. So anything, pet related, they sell here for Petco. So what you're telling Facebook is go ahead and find me people who are interested in dogs, but must also, so I'm going to put a plus sign, be interested in Petco. So that actually narrows your audience size. So as you can see, my potential reach went down to 8.5 million people. So it went downwards because I've added another interest that I want Facebook to go out with, to go out and find me customers. So this is a great way to find very targeted audience. But I recommend that if you're starting out to actually test each ad set with only one interest. Therefore, you know which interest converts the best. And so you can cut out the losing ad sets and then only scale the winning ones. So again, only have, if you're starting out, start off with one interest per ad set and then see what's working. Next thing I want to talk about is languages. So over here, if you hover over languages, I always recommend to type in the language of your ad. So if your ad is in English, go ahead and select English. And the reason behind that is if you're going to leave this blank, Facebook will show your ad to anyone and everyone. So the problem about that is people who don't understand English will never click on your ad. They're going to scroll right past through it. And so you're going to be spending a lot of your ad budget targeting people who can't even understand English. So if you want to save money, go ahead and make sure that you select the language that your ad is in. So most likely your ad's going to be in English. Go ahead and select English just to make sure that people can understand it and their chances of clicking on it will be much higher. Talk about our placements. This is letting Facebook know where you want your ads to be placed. So they give you two options. You can click automatic or manual. So for me, I always recommend starting out with manual because you can select exactly which platform you want your ads to show up and where in the platform you want your ads to be placed in. And the reason behind that is when you click recommended, Facebook will show your ad on Facebook, on Instagram, on Messenger, on Audience Network. The problem about that is on Instagram and on different platforms and on different placements, they're going to have different size dimensions. And so your ads might look kind of weird. It might get, truncated when it's shown on the news feed as opposed to the, Instagram feeds, as opposed to Facebook stories. They all have different size dimensions. So as you can see right here on the side, if I hover over Facebook stories, they've actually recommend a 9:16 type image or video. But if I hover over newsfeed, Facebook actually recommends a square or a vertical video. So as you can see, the dimensions that Facebook recommends varies based on what type of placement that you placed on. So that's why I don't really recommend this. Another reason is you want to make sure that you optimize your ads so that you're testing each placement one at a time so you know which placement works the best. So by doing that, you get to pinpoint, hey, my ads work better in the news feed, or my ads work better in Instagram, or my ads works best in the in-stream ads. So you definitely want to isolate, different placements so you can scale the ones that works the best. So if you are starting out and you are a beginner, I recommend just unchecking everything. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck Instagram, Messenger, everything. I'm just going to leave Facebook on. I'm going to go ahead and toggle everything off. And the only thing that I actually want to leave is the Facebook news feed. This is the one where you're going to get the most accurate representation if your ad is working or not. So once you click on it, like I said, I recommend Facebook and then click on Facebook newsfeed. This will be grayed out because this is the only option that's left. And then we can just move on and then click next. Step is to actually create the ad creative and the visual of our ad. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and select your Facebook page. Make sure you select the correct one if you have multiple ones. Also, you can add in an Instagram. If you are running on Instagram, you can go ahead and add that in here as well. Now with Facebook ads, you can select single image or video, a carousel. Now carousels, if you have multiple images or videos, you can show them all at one time in an ad, or a collection ad. This is specifically for anyone who are in e-commerce. Collection ad does work very well. For some of you might be asking me, well, Cynthia, how do I actually go about creating this ad? So I'm going to show you very quickly how I create my ads. So a website I actually use to create all of my Facebook ads is called Placeit. You can head on over to placeit.tbootcamp.com if you want to go ahead and check it out. But what I love about this website is that I can create very professional, designer quality ads for Facebook, because they're going to give you tons of different templates that you can actually select from. So if I come on over here, if you look under designs and you click on Facebook posts, they're going to give you different templates that you can select from, literally hundreds and thousands of different ones that you can select from. Now you can go ahead and replace the image if you want to. You can go ahead and customize the text, the colors, the look and feel of your ad. So if you find one that you like, you can go ahead and click on it and customize it. So again, like I said, they have tons of different templates that you can select from. Now, if you hover over any of these, you can actually see a preview on how it actually looks like, if it's a video or if it's an image. So again, you can make videos, you can make, photo posts, whatever type of ad that you want to make, you can get this on Placeit. So I'm going to show you a quick example. So as an example, I'm going to scroll through some of the templates and I'm going to select the one that I want to use. So over here, I see a few product posts here that I can actually just kind of customize for my specific product. So over here, I really do like this water bottle one over here. It looks really cool. Now, again, you don't have to be stuck with the colors or the text or the image. You can easily customize this inside of Placeit. So once you click on the specific template, you can go ahead and edit some of the text over here, the logo, the backdrop color, the button color, background, different graphics. You can go ahead and search them on Placeit, or you can go ahead and upload your own, the top and bottom frame. So you can go ahead and customize all of that. So the first thing I actually want to do is I'm going to replace this image with my phone case. So in this case, I want to use my own image. So I'm going to go ahead and click upload image right over here. So I just uploaded my phone case, and you can toggle and resize the product image however you want. So I'm going to do it like that, and I'm going to click crop. Just like that, super easy and simple. I just uploaded a picture of my product onto this ad, and it still looks super nice and professional. So the next thing I want to do is actually customize the text part. So over here, here's the text. You can customize this part over here, and then click buy in the buy now button. So over here, I'm just going to just type in, get this key iPhone case. And then I can just type in, 50% off. And then I can just, keep it at buy now. Next thing I want to do is I actually want to customize the color scheme of this ad. So with this ad, it's already in default blue, but I want to go ahead and maybe change it to green because it matches my phone case. Or I can change it to a brownish yellowish color that fits the aesthetic of this dog that I have. So whatever you choose, you can go ahead and change it out here. So I can go ahead, select a green color over here, and then I can go ahead and change out the button color and the background. So for the background, I'm going to choose a lighter green, just like that. And then I can also change out the bottom and the top frame color over here. So I just changed out the background. I also want to change the button color. I can actually leave it blue because it actually matches kind of the color in my phone case. But I think it's too light, so I can go ahead and select a different color. So choose a darker blue, maybe. So I like this little bit darker blue, so it actually stands out better in the background. And I actually want to make my phone case a little bit bigger, so I can go ahead and just stretch it and make it a little bit bigger so it fills up the screen. Just like that, within a few minutes, we have a professional post that we can use as our Facebook ad. So once you are done, you want to come up over here and then click the download button, and then you can upload it on back to Facebook to use as your ad copy. Placeit is a paid platform, so you need to actually get one of their paid subscription in order to get access to their templates. However, I do have a special discount for you guys. If you guys decide to get Placeit, you can go and register. I'll have the link down below this video. Once you click on that link, you'll get an automatic 15% off your subscription. So whether you get the monthly subscription or the annual subscription, you'll get 15% off. However, you do save a lot more money if you pick the annual subscription. So I do recommend getting the annual subscription as opposed to the monthly, because with the monthly, if you add it all up, you're actually paying a little bit more than if you're to select the annual option. So get this one and you can save a little bit more. Again, you can get my special discount if you click the link down below this video. You have downloaded your Facebook ad from Placeit, come on back on over to finish your ad campaign. So under media, you want to go ahead and click add media, and then you want to go ahead and click add image. You want to go ahead and click upload, and you want to upload the ad that you just created from Placeit. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and then click next. And just like that, you have uploaded your first ad creative onto Facebook. And what I love about Facebook is on the right hand side of the screen, you get to see a preview on how your ad actually looks like. And what I like to do here is I like to double check to make sure that my ad is not truncated in any way, it's not being distorted, or any part of it is cut off because, you know, the dimensions are a little bit wacky. So you want to make sure that it looks perfect on here. So the next thing we want to do is actually to customize our primary text, headline, description, and we're going to go ahead and add in our website URL. This will redirect this ad to our website, so it's very important that you set this part up. So let's talk about the primary text. Now this is the primary text, and it usually appears below the logo and above the ad, so right above here. So you know what I like to do is I like to have 3 lines. I like to say, you know, I like to start with the first line with a question. So I can say, you know, do you love, you can say dogs. Why I want to start off with a question is so that it gets that person to agree with us right off the bat. When they see our ads and they read our first line, which says, do you love dogs? They're obviously going to say yes. So automatically we have them on our side, and their chances of actually clicking through this ad is a lot higher. Now the second part, what I like to do is actually have some sort of call to action. So I like to say, you know, get your iPhone case now. And then I'm going to actually put in a link. So I'm going to come back on over to my Shopify store. You're going to go ahead and grab the link to whatever website you want to get your visitors to. So I'm gonna go ahead and paste it in right over here. And then the last part, I like to add in some sort of scarcity, whether it be, you know, free shipping or 50% off or limited time only. So I can just say, you know, limited time only, and I can say, you know, 50% discount. And then the next thing we want to do is actually add in our headline and description. So that actually appears at the bottom of your ad. So the headlines, I can just say, you know, just type in, you know, my phone case, you know, iPhone case, and then description, awesome case for all dog lovers. And we want to go ahead and actually paste in our website URL. This is when someone clicks on our ad. This is the website we want to be redirected. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that in. That'll be the same link that we pasted in before. And the next thing we want to do is actually change our call to action button over here, which appears down here. Now you want to select the button that best suits the offer that you're you know, advertising with. So you can have apply now, book now. So, you know, if you own maybe a consulting agency, and you want to have your clients book a call with you, it would make more sense if your call to action is book now, or if you run a charity organization, you can have a call to action that says donate now. Or if you're having people download a digital product, you can click download. Okay, but in our case, we want a shop now button because this is a physical product that we want people to buy. Make sure everything looks perfect. Make sure that you have entered in your primary text. You have your ad creative the way that you like it. You have in your headline, description, and the correct call to action button. And you're going to go ahead and click this green button down here to publish your ad. Facebook will go through a process where they have to review your ad. They'll actually click on your website, making sure that what you say in your ad is what people will see once they click to your website. So once they, everything is good, they're gonna go ahead and approve your ad and start spending your budgets. The last thing I want to cover in this video is actually how to read your analytics. So it's great that you have your Facebook ad set up and that you're running it, but it's really no use if you don't actually know how to read your metrics. So I'm going to go over this very, very quickly. So over here, this is my ad that we created. I did not run it yet. It's currently in draft, but I'm going to show you some of the metrics that appear up top over here. So the first thing we have is budget. This is going to show you your daily budget. So it just say $5 a day. You can actually up your budget or lower your budget over here. The next one is your reach. They're going to show you how many people actually viewed, your ad. And then the next one is cost per result. So depending on what you optimize your ad for, whether it be for purchase, add to cart, initiate checkout, view content, they're going to show you how much you have spent for that specific event. Then the next one is amount spent. They're going to show you the total amount spent for this specific campaign. The next one is frequency. So how often your ad is being viewed. Next one is CTR, which is click-through rate. Now this is a percentage based on how many people actually clicked through your ad when they saw it. The next one is CPM, which stands for cost per 1,000 impressions. This is how much you're actually paying Facebook for every 1,000 people that views your ad. It is cost per link click. So how much are you paying for every click that Facebook helps you generate to your website? In general, if you are a beginner, you want your click-through rate to be high. That just shows you that your ad campaign is doing very well and that you're getting a lot of people to click to it to go to your website. Now for CPM, you definitely want it to be as low as possible. That's telling you that you're spending the least amount of money to get the most amount of people to view your specific ad. Now for a cost per link click, you want to get this as low as possible. Again, you want to spend the least amount of money to get the most amount of clicks to your website. Very quickly, I want to wrap up this video and show you my testing strategy for my Facebook ads. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and create your ad campaign as I showed you previously. And usually I like to have multiple different ad sets. That way I can test what type of ad is working and what type of ad is not working. So I do recommend testing between 3 to 5 different ad sets. But let's just say, for example, we're going to do 3 ad sets per one campaign. Now within each ad set, I can set up a photo, video, or a carousel. And I want to make sure that for each of these ad sets, I want to know what type of ad works the best. Now, the thing about Facebook ads is certain audience respond better to different ads. So some audience may respond better to photo, while others respond better to video and others respond better to carousel. Now there's other different type of ads that you can actually run. There's also collection ads. You can also test this one as well. So what you're gonna do is you wanna start at $5 a day for 5 days. And you're gonna spend $25 in total per ad. And this is gonna be a great way to get data from Facebook and figuring out whether or not your ad can be profitable. So after about 5 days where you have spent $25 in total, go ahead and take a look at your analytics. And then through your analytics, you're going to be able to figure out whether to cut this ad or continue scaling the ad. So what do I mean by scaling an ad? An ad that's scaling means I am either upping the budget or that I'm scaling to a different interest keyword, or I can scale to a different platform, or I can scale to a different location like Canada or Australia, things like that. So, this is my testing strategy that you can start doing today. So this is how I usually approach my Facebook testing strategy is if I look at ad set number 1 over here in red, and let's just say that I spent, $25 in total, I'm going to find that maybe the carousel for this specific ad set doesn't perform as well as photo or video. So what am I going to do? I'm going to cut the carousel ad and I'm going to focus and dump all of my budget into photo and videos, and I'm going to analyze my data after that. But let's take a look at ad set number 2. This is a different ad set altogether, so I'm going to test this one. And from Facebook's data, because remember, we're not assuming we know who our audience is, we're going to look at Facebook's data, and their data is telling us that the video and the photo is not performing as well for ad set number 2. So what is this telling me? I need to scale the carousel ad. Same thing for ad set number 3. I could find that after I run it for 25 days, the video is just not underperforming and it's, we're not profitable, but we're profitable for the photo and carousel. We're going to scale these two. So this is just a, beginner friendly way that you guys can get started when you're testing your ads. So that's it for today's video. I also want to mention that I do have a Facebook support group that you can join if you want to interact with other people who are also interested in online marketing. I'll have the link down below this video. Also, if you found value in today's video, to please give it a thumbs up and also stay subscribed to the channel for more content just like this. And until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Live free.